Hey, everybody. It's Marty Bahama. I didn't warn anybody about this live, so if you don't catch it till later, no big deal. But I'm going to talk about personal branding groups tonight. Don Marie, if you see this live, do me a favor and be sure to share it out there. But I had a few different Zoom calls today with different Buzz team members, and we talked about their personal branding group. Thank you. Whoever just gave me a thumbs up, I appreciate that. So we talked about their personal branding group and how to create more groups, and it's very important to remember, as far as being a Buzz team member goes and teaching you how to create your own personal branding group and giving you almost 30 or 30 something different ways to grow your personal branding group. You also get taught how to create other groups. For example, I've been getting taught myself, just like everybody else, we all need to be taught something. I've been getting taught a little bit about the wholesaling side, and I created a group that's called East Tennessee Fixer Uppers, Cabins, um, Modular Homes, and Land. And I created that group, and I put a few people in that group. Didn't do anything else to it. And today, I hit the 100 person mark. And the thing about these Facebook groups is they start off a little slow sometimes. Depending on what kind of business you have. Let's say you're a realtor and you decide let's say you're a realtor in Tennessee, and you decide to make a group called Tennessee Homes for Sale. Perfect. Not what I would consider a personal branding group because it's missing your name. It's got the location. It's kind of got what you do in a way, homes for sale, but it's missing your name in it. And some people, they either put their name in a title or they'll leave their name out of the title, but then they'll put their cover photo on there with their name on it, their business card on it. They'll link their page to the group. So that way it's got a little band going across it. If you're looking at a mobile device, you'll see a little band that'll say group by. And that's great too. The reason I like to put my name into the title is because I want, when somebody else searches Marty Human, I want them to also have a good chance to find my Homes for Sale group. Now, I created mine, I think it's back in 2018 when I first thought about these personal branding groups, and I called it Knoxville Homes for Sale /Ramp. Marty Human makes home buying easy. So that way, when people join that group, they already know I'm a path. I'm a path to become a homeowner. They got that in there. It's like a subliminal message to me is now they know Marty Human is going to help me become a homeowner. But I was on a couple of Zoom calls today, and we were talking about these groups and great ways to grow these groups. And one way I really love, and whether you're a Buzz team member or not, you can just take this advice and you can implement it. First of all, go out there and create your group. Get on Facebook. Don't go out there. Get on Facebook. Sit down. Create your group. Give it a name. If you're a plumber, if I was a plumber in East Tennessee, it'd be East Tennessee Plumbers. If, let's say my name was Plumbers Group, East Tennessee Plumbers Group. Marty Human makes it easy, or Marty Human has great prices. It would have something with my name in there, something what I did, and my location. But then it's a matter of you got to add some people to the group, and you got to remember nothing's going to happen super quick. So I tell everybody, look, the way this works out is you got to give it the Buzz kickstart. You create your personal branding group, you give it a name, you add some people to it, and next thing you know, you'll start to see it grow a little bit. You'll wake up one day and you'll have one or two people wanting to join your group. But you got to treat it kind of like it's fishing. You got to put you a nice cover photo on top. So, for example, for realtors, I usually say when you're creating a Homes for Sale group or loan officers or insurance agent or investors, anybody tied to real estate whatsoever, when you create your Homes for Sale group, put you a beautiful house on top with a pool. People love to join these groups just to look at the houses for sale. They love it. Then you get to decide whether you want to keep that group public or private. Now, for the last 3 years, I've always said keep your groups public, which has benefited some of our Buzz team members because Facebook reached out to them when they hit over 1,000 members and said your group qualifies to start earning money. But it had to be public. It had to have over 1,000 members, and it had to have their page linked to it. But there's also that aspect if we don't know exactly how much they're going to start paying yet, how beneficial that way is going to be. And when a group is public, everybody can see inside that group. They can see what's going on inside that group. They can see who's in it. They can see what's being posted, all that. So if you're an investor and you're wanting to create an investor group, you may want to make your group private because you don't want people to get in there and see the houses that get listed, the fixer-uppers or the wholesalers is posting contracts. And it works for every kind of business out there. But there's so many different ways you can grow your group. Like I said, we've got over 30 different ways we've come up with, easy ways to give it that buzz kickstart, to get it to start growing, to all of a sudden it'll start generating people for you. And not just people, we're talking about real clients. I'm going to read some of the great things that were said today from different Buzz team members. And one of them in particular was just a few minutes ago. And this is one of the guys I was on a Zoom call with today. And his name is Joe Almeida. He says, amazing call as always, Marty Human. Thanks for all the great tips and ideas. There is no course like the Buzz with amazing strategies and one-on-one help. You really go above and beyond to make sure we're successful. And then Suzanne Moser, who's a realtor in Florida, she says post from 2019 still has people responding. And I noticed the other day I had a post from 2018 that somebody had popped up and said, hey, I want information. Because these posts and these polls that we create, they're free to do. They're free for you to create out there. And there's thousands upon thousands of groups. It took me a few years to realize that, hey, I've been using all these groups, everybody else's groups, and I'm getting all these likes. I'm getting all these comments. I'm getting all these people saying me. But I wasn't putting those people anywhere. So when that kind of got me thinking about this personal branding group. And one of my loan officers said, Marty, what's the one thing you could change if you would go back and do totally different, getting back into the real estate business? So I said, when I was a realtor, I did a much better job of keeping track of the people I talked to compared to being as a loan officer. And it made me think about, hey, I need to start creating these personal branding groups because I'm kind of wasting all those likes, all those comments, all those people out there messaging, because you got to think about it. I've got one realtor who has over 30,000 messages. He had over 25,000 last year. So I'm going to go ahead and assume he's got an extra 5,000 messages, over 30,000 messages, direct messages to real people that at some point either want to buy or sell a house. And Facebook doesn't make it easy yet to get back to all those people. But a lot of times, whenever they want his service, it'll just pop up. That's a great thing about these messages and the messenger groups we learn how to create. When somebody says something in them, it pops it back to the top for us to be able to see. So I've had a lot of my clients find me thanks to the messenger group or messenger and going there and type in the word home or type in Marty and then popping up and they're like, oh, there he is. You know, and that's what happens to a lot of our Buzz team members after you've been a Buzz team member for a couple of years and you've been using these groups out there and you've been posting, and then all of a sudden you're growing your personal branding group at the same time. You'll start getting those people to go from all those other groups into your group. And that's just one way out of 30 to grow your group. You can go check out my group again. It's called Knoxville Homes for Sale/Rent. Marty Human makes home buying easy. And I'm telling you, he does. He makes it easy for a lot of people. Our branch just closed. I'm pretty sure it's real close to $7 million this last month. We had 3 people hit right at, one person hit over $1 million and 2 people hit right at $1 million, like 950,000, 970,000. More people have joined us. By the way, I had another guy pass the test today. Gregory, welcome to the team. That is, I'm not sure how many loan officers we have now, but the majority of loan officers come from the Facebook groups. A few has come from Indeed now, but a lot of them has come from the Facebook groups. People didn't really know anything about the business, and that's just like the customers we find. We find a lot of customers out there who didn't even know where to start. They didn't know where to start either when it come to buying a house or selling a house, or maybe I created a poll one time that says, hey, does anybody have any property for sale? And I put some options out there. I got a fixer-upper. I got some land. I've got a duplex. And within the first 5 minutes, I had a guy message me and said, hey, I inherited a house from my father passing away, and I need to sell it. Are you interested? I'm talking about within 5 minutes of creating that poll. I looked today, and one of our loan officers created a great refinance poll. You know, it said basically, what would be your reason you want to refinance? To drop your rate, to get some cash out. Within 55 minutes, 4 or 5 people said they'd love to lower the rate. That is gold for any loan officer on this planet, because refinances, they're living in the house. It's there. It ain't like you got to give them a pre-approval letter and they got to get out there and find a house. It's there ready to go. So keep that in mind when you're keeping in these Facebook groups and you're in creating these discussions and creating these polls. To keep it simple, but try to get people back into your group, and don't be afraid to create multiple groups. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But I love taking a link to my group, the link to my personal branding group, and going out there and just searching the word home and then or home for sale. And then clicking on view posts, and I see all these people who walk outside, take a picture of their house, and they go list it on Facebook. There's a lot of inventory out there. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of people that are ready to list their house. They're just waiting on the right person to show them the way. They're waiting on the right person to put a post out there or create a poll out there that just says, how much would it take you for you to become a home seller, either now or in the fall? And then put some options out there. They're waiting on that person to do that because then they're going to reach out to them and go like, yes, I'm ready. I just got to fix my bathroom and I'm going to list my house. Keep in mind, Facebook is full of thousands of, well, we know billions of people, but thousands upon thousands of groups out there. Plenty of groups for us to find all these clients out of. Join the buzz if you're not a buzz team member. You'll be very, very happy you did. All right, guys, the buzz is out. Enjoy your night.